apparently now, it's up until yesterday when it's also becoming clear that there was a meeting again between them and the Nigerian president when they were saying, well, let's agree on the issues that we're going to talk about. Again now, it's clear that he was right there when they were drafting these issues. That is according to the Kenya Kwanza side. The Azimio side comes and says, no, we did not agree on these issues. We have our issues that we need to add on that list. So disjointed statements from both ends, even as the full member committee has now been formed. When you interrogate the communication from the Kenya Kwanza side and the communication from the Azimio side, do you read a conflict already brewing between those two sides?
Yes, I do. And good morning, and
good morning
everyone. Yes, why are we going to the talks? We are going to the talks because there's a conflict. What is the conflict about? The conflict is about the positions that the Kenya Kwanza people who are in government have, which they want to keep, and they don't want any encroachment by the Azimio side.
Yes.
As Kenyans, do we know what issues were agreed? Do we know who was in the meeting? At least we know, and it seems to be clear, that Right Honorable Raila Odinga and the President, Dr. William Ruto, they met under the auspices of Olusegun Obasanjo.
Yes.
That we know. That has been reported. That has not been, there has not been a conflict. What they agreed is to have talks. Did they agree on the agenda? We don't know. Because now, what Kenya Kwanza is putting forward is not what Azimio is putting forward.
Yes.
These people who are saying this is what was agreed, were they there? Do we know? We don't. And before the talks begin, there is a conflict already about the issues. But for me, from where I'm sitting as a Kenyan, the thing I'm happy about is that they have agreed to talk. We have wanted the President, William Ruto, to call Raila Odinga,
yes,
and they sit.
Yes.
They know each other. They are friends. They know the moves that they make. The fact that they have talked and agreed to talk, that's a tick. The fact that there is a team that has now been fronted, which is, it includes parliamentarians and non-parliamentarians. This is what we wanted, an expanded conversation, because parliament as it is already an extension of the executive.
Yes.
So now, to that extent, as Kenyans, we feel that we have made some movement forward. I believe the two sides left on their own, the talks will collapse the way the others collapsed, left on their own. So President Olusegun Obasanjo must keep a keen eye. He's an old man, he's a statesman for Africa. He needs to keep a keen eye. Kenya is too important to be left to two people who are fighting, or two groups who are fighting largely for their own interests.
Yes.
The interest of Kenyans must be on the table. So what we now know is that there's a conflict. What we also know is that the other bipartisan talks collapsed, and they were being led by the two sides. Therefore, for this second round to succeed, the mediator is very important. So the first agenda should be, sit here, what are your issues? What are your issues? Let them hammer that and agree on the agenda.
Yes.
And we tell them this, because reality is coming home. The reality of the state of the Kenyan situation, where there are millions of Kenyans who are hungry. Never mind, the rains have come and food may become, but there are people who had jobs last year who have no jobs now. There are people who have jobs now, but they have no salary. The reality is coming, and therefore I think we have a breather.
Yes.
But Olusegun Obasanjo, please don't leave these two sides now.
Justina, that's where it begins then.